Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So I've just been given a link to a document that has apparently all the new Dark Angel stuff that is coming in Ritual of the Damned. I've already seen it in certain Facebook groups and stuff like that, but this is like a nice big one location for me to all go through it all. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go through it, give my thoughts and feedback on it, what I like, what I hate, and hopefully you can give me your feedback on it in the comment section down below. So let's jump in and let's get started. So just a word of warning before we actually go down the rabbit hole. Of course, this doesn't come with any pictures or anything like that. It's just the text being stated, so there's no proof that any of this is real. But I personally believe the way that it's been written up, it all seems legit. So that's why I'm actually making the video on it at the moment. But just be aware that some of the things could be false and some of the things could be absolutely true. Let's just go in with an open mind and let's just see what's what. So let's start with the Dark Angels doctrine, and it says, whilst in the Devastator doctrine is active, the range characteristics of all heavy and rapid fire weapons equipped on Dark Angel units with this ability is increased by 6 inches, and the range characteristics of all assault and pistol weapons equipped on Dark Angel units with this ability is increased by 3 inches. So their doctrine in Devastate is different from the rest of us. We get the extra AP -1. Theirs is the extra range. I kind of like that, because if you're taking like a full-on Plasma Force Hellblasters, the range and stuff like that, maybe you can just sit that little bit back and just keep pasting the enemy from across the board, go full on Tau with your range and just smack them before they even reach your lines. Next we have Warlord traits, and this is Deathwing Warlord traits only. So we have, I think it's 3 of them here if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 3 Warlord traits to Deathwing. The first one is Lay Low the Mitre. You can reroll wound rolls for attacks made with melee weapons against a character unit or units with a wound characteristic of 8 or more by models in a friendly Deathwing unit whilst their unit is within 6 inches of this Warlord. Okay, that's pretty cool. Inexorable, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, I'm awful at reading. And when resolving an attack made against this Warlord, an unmodified wound roll of 1 or 3 always fails, irrespectively of any abilities the weapon or model making that attack may have. I think we have that for an Imperial Fist. I forgot what it's called now. I think it's called Siege Specialist or something. And we have the next one, sorry, the last one, which is called Watched. Once per battle in your opponent's psychic phase, this Warlord can attempt to wrest 1 psychic power in the same manner as a Psyker by taking Deny the Witch test, even if your Warlord is not within 24 inches of the enemy model manifesting that psychic power. When taking the Deny the Witch test, do not roll the dice. It is automatically passed. Out of all them, I think I like Lay Low the Mitre, because it's more or less just a character killing unit. You know, if you can deep strike your Terminators in, charge it, getting in there, you know, you've got the Thunder Hammers, you've got, you know, all your little flails and stuff like that, and you can reroll wound rolls for the attacks made with those melee weapons against the, you know, the actual big characters. And characters are a really big thing in this edition because they're the ones that buff, give all the rerolls and, you know, all the fancy stuff. So if you can get your Terminators in, get them in, start smashing and just kill everything like that, then I think that's a pretty good thing to use. So if I was a Deathwing player, I would probably use that and just get my Terminators right in there, smash face straight away. So moving on to the Ravenwing Warlord traits. Impeccable mobility. Whilst they are within 6 inches of this Warlord, models in the Ravenwing units from your army do not suffer the penalty for moving and firing heavy weapons, or for advancing and firing assault weapons. Okay, that's very nice. I do like that. That's one of the things that really grinds my gears as an Imperial Fist player. I love to bring heavy weapons, but if I move my guys forward, then I'm putting myself at a -1 to hit, which is kind of crappy because I just want to bring all the DACA. That's why I make gun lines. And, you know, people call me a Tau player. How dare you? Right, the next one is Tactical Flexible. So once per battle, at the start of the battle round, you can select a combat doctrine that is not currently active until the end of that battle round when resolving an attack made by a model in a friendly Ravenwing unit within 6 inches of this Warlord. You can treat the chosen doctrine as being active instead of the current being active. Well, that's pretty cool then. I do like that. Of course, we've already seen one of the doctrines, which is the Devastator doctrine. That's all that's been put on this list for now. I'm sure there's going to be more doctrines coming out. Yeah, that's pretty nice. So you can, you know, maybe you have some tactical guys and you don't want them in the Devastator doctrine, and you can just, you know, pick that one and stuff like that. So yeah, that could be pretty decent depending on what kind of force you're bringing to the table and how flexible you actually want it to perform on the battlefield. And the last one we have is called Outrider, and it says at the start of the first battle round, before the first turn begins, this Warlord and 1 other Ravenwing unit from your army can move up 12 inches as if it were their movement phase. They cannot advance as part of this move. Those units must end those moves more than 9 inches away from any enemy models. If both players have units that can move before the first turn begins, the player who is taking the first turn moves their units first. There we go. So if you want to, I don't know, get your bikes up really fast and just pedal to the metal, let's say, start that flanking procedure, then Outrider is probably the Warlord trait for you, for your Ravenwing. I'm moving on to the Dark Angel stratagems. So it says Dark Angels get access to the following stratagems from the Space Marine Codex. Some of them are unconfirmed, read at your own peril. That's what it says in brackets. That's what I said, you know, just take this for, let's just go in it with an open mind. So Duty Eternal, Veteran Intercessors, Fury of the Fist, Hunter Slayer Missiles, Rapid Fire, Big Guns Never Tire, Hero of the Chapter, Steady Advance, Transhuman Physiology, Vengeance of the Machine Spirit. I love Vengeance of the Machine Spirit. Blow everything up. Honored by Caliban. He's put in brackets, I think, LOL. Target Sighted, Bolt Storm, Adaptive Strategy, Gene Wrought Might, and he's also put, there's also a stratagem for +1 toughness on Deathwing units, but that is a rumour only at this stage. And apparently some of the new ones, the first one is Combined Assault, 2 command points. It says use this stratagem at the end of your movement phase when you set up a Deathwing unit from your army using the Teleport Strike ability. You can set up that unit wholly within 6 inches of a friendly Ravenwing biker unit that has not advanced this turn and more than 6 inches from any enemy models. Any model that cannot be set up in this way are destroyed. Okay, that's a bit confusing one, but I think it's more or less if you have Ravenwing, you can bring your Deathwing next to them and stuff like that. I'm not too sure about that one. It seems okay. I don't know. I'm sure there's some strategists down in the comment section that will agree or dislike that one. Please leave me feedback on that one. I'm not too sure about that. The next one we have is High Speed Focus, 1 command point. Use this stratagem when a Ravenwing unit from your army is chosen as a target for an attack made with a ranged weapon until the start of your next movement phase. Models in that unit benefit from the Jink ability even if they did not advance. The next one after that is called Full Throttle, 1 command point. Use this stratagem in your movement phase. After moving a Ravenwing unit from your army, you can make a second move with that unit this phase. That unit can advance as part of that move if it is not already advanced this phase. That unit cannot shoot or charge this turn. So I'm thinking now, maybe if you use Full Throttle and then you use the Combined Assault and maybe try and get your Ravenwing right up the board very, very fast and then bring the Deathwing Terminators right down on your enemy, because, you know, within 6 inches of the Ravenwing and 6 inches of enemy models, that could be pretty decent. You know, you're right there. You're more or less in charge range to get those Terminators in and to start smashing things with your hammers. So maybe that can be combined. I see that as a pretty decent tactic. The next one is called Targeting Guidance, 1 command point again. Use this stratagem at the start of your shooting phase. Select 1 enemy unit within 12 inches and visible to a Ravenwing land speeder unit from your armor until the end of that phase. When resolving an attack made by a model in a friendly Dark Angels unit against that unit, you can re-roll the hit roll. And the next one is Outnumbered but Never Outmatched. This is 1 command point once again. Use this stratagem in the fight phase when a Deathwing unit from your army is chosen to fight with. Until the end of that phase, add 1 to the attack characteristics of models in that unit if that unit targets an enemy unit containing 10 or more models. So very anti-Zerg stratagem, I think. The next one is Evasive Assault, 1 command point. Use this stratagem in the fight phase when a Ravenwing biker unit from your army that made a charge move or was charged this turn is chosen as a target for an attack. Until the end of that phase, models in that unit have a 5+ invulnerable save. I'm moving on to the relics. Relics of Caravan, it says in brackets, any character, and the first one is Requerry of the Repentant. Ravenwing biker model only. Worsen the invulnerable save of enemy units by 1 to a minimum of 6+, whilst they are within 3 inches of a model with this relic. It says, e.g. an invulnerable save of 3+ becomes a 4+. Corvus Octulus, Ravenwing Talon Master model only. Add 6 to the range characteristics of ranged weapons a model with this relic is equipped with. When resolving an attack made with a ranged weapon by a model with this relic, add 1 to the hit roll. Standard of the Unforgiving Hunt, Ravenwing Ancient model only. Add 1 to the advance roll and charge rolls made for friendly Ravenwing units if they are within 6 inches of a model with this relic when the roll is made. And the one after that is called Blade of Burden, Deathwing Master. It says Deathwing Master mode with the Power Sword only. This relic replaces a Power Sword and has the following profile: Strength +2, AP -4, and damage 2 abilities. Sorry, and damage 2. And its abilities is, when resolving an attack made with this weapon and a modified wound roll of 6, inflicts 2 mortal wounds on the target and the attack sequence ends. Oh, that's pretty decent then. So if you get your lucky dice rolls, then you can be inflicting a lot of damage. Pennant of the Remembrance is the next relic, Deathwing Ancient model only. When a friendly Deathwing infantry model within 6 inches of this model with the relic would lose a wound, roll 1d6 on a 5+, that wound is not lost. Very nice. Key of Atrabel is the next one, is Deathwing model only. Add 1 to the strength and attacks of characteristics of a model with this relic. And moving on to the special issue war gear, again in brackets it has can be taken by characters but not named characters or vehicles. So the first one is Adamantite Mantle. When a model with this relic would lose a wound, roll 1d6 on a 5+, that wound is not lost. The next one is Artificer Armor. A model with this relic has a save characteristic of 2+ and a 5+ invulnerable save. Mastercrafted Weapon. When you give this model this relic, select one weapon that model is equipped with, and it's got in brackets, this cannot be a weapon whose profile includes the word Mastercrafted. Add 1 to the damage characteristics of that weapon. That weapon is considered to be a chapter relic. The next one is Artabiter Gaze. When resolving an attack made by a model with this relic, ignore negative hit roll modifiers and ballistic skill modifiers. When firing Overwatch, the bearer successfully hits using their ballistic skill rather than on a 6. Okay, that's pretty cool. Angel's Ambit is the next one. Increase the range of a model with this relic's aura abilities by 3 inches. I like that. I always like to make the auras pump it up to that 9 inch. It's really, really good. The next one is Bolts of Judgment. When you give a model this relic, select on a bolt weapon that model is equipped with. When that model shoots with that weapon, you can choose for it to fire a Bolt of Judgment. If you do, that model can only make 1 attack with that weapon, but the weapon has an armor penetration of -2 and the damage characteristics of 3 for that attack. When resolving an attack, a wound roll of 6+ is successful if the target is a vehicle unit or a monster unit. Otherwise, a wound roll of 2+ is successful. Okay. Digital weapons. When a model with this relic fights, it can make 1 additional attack using the close combat profile. It says see the Warhammer 40,000 rulebook in brackets. When resolving that attack, if a hit is scored, the target suffers 1 mortal wound and that attack sequence ends. And to finish off, we have Lazarus, Company Master of the 5th Company. We have his profile stats now. It says equipped with Enmity's Edge, bolt pistol, frag, and crack grenades. So his movement is 6 inches. His weapon skill is 2+, ballistic skill 2+, strength 4, toughness 4, wounds 6, attacks 5, leadership 9, save 3+, and he's got a 4+ invulnerable save as well. Enmity's Edge, which is his sword, is a strength +2. AP -4 and damage is D3. And it says when resolving an attack made with this weapon against a psyche unit, you can reroll the wound and you can reroll the damage roll as well. Okay. He has something called the Spirit Shield Helm, which is his little big Dark Angel helm. When a model in a friendly Dark Angel unit within 6 inches of this model would lose a wound as a result of a mortal wound, roll 1d6, adding 1 to the result. If it is this model that would lose a wound on a 5+, that wound is not lost. Okay. Intractable Will is his last ability. When this model is destroyed within 1 inch of any enemy units, it can immediately fight as if it were the fight phase before being removed from play. This ability is not cumulative with the Astartes banner or only in Death Does Duty and Stratagem. So yeah, if he dies and you've got allies around him, he can come back and start, just doing more attacks and hopefully take the guy who just took you off the field. Alright chaps, that is me done for another video. Again, this is all just been put in a document. I don't know if it's true or not, but reading it seems 100% legit to me. But of course, don't believe anything until you actually get the book yourself and you read it yourself. But for the Dark Angel stuff, I'd probably have to say that the Ravenwing is a bit more powerful for me. Just reading that just off the bat right away, I'm sure people who are more tactical than me will go into it and start linking things and doing things like that. But just from first glance, I'm going to say Ravenwing are the big winners here, and maybe that is in reference to the so-called Primaris Bikers, which apparently is going to be coming sometime in the summertime. So Ravenwing, Primaris Bikers and all that kind of stuff, that could be very, very cool to see on the tabletop and hopefully boost them and make them even more powerful. Anyway, thanks for coming, thanks for watching. Leave your thoughts, feedback and everything like that in the comment section as always. I'd love to know what you chaps think about this. Dark Angel plays, do you love it, do you hate it? Let me know. Thanks for coming, see you now, and bye-bye.